Yeah, it's that time. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to Afterthought. It's me, Betty, and I'm here with.
Your boy Crimson.
We don't do filtered. Y'all know we don't do corporate. We only do real over here on Afterthought. We aren't here to cut in your feelings, and we don't play nice with the status quo. Tonight, we're exposing the stolen rites of passage, the modern face of hate, and how the bots and algorithms are trying to rewire your brain while the map itself has been weaponized into a leash to keep us in our place.
You already know what it is. We got a lot to get off our chest today, so let's get right into it.
All right, y'all. So for the first segment, we're going to be talking about the rite of passage. So, historically, a rite of passage was a sacred, deliberate transition. It wasn't just surviving, it was an initiation. Whether it was a bar mitzvah in Jewish tradition or the Poro secret societies in West Africa, where boys were taken into the forest and stripped of their boyishness to learn survival, secrets, and responsibilities from mentors who actually cared. There was always a process. But look at what's happening right now. Our boys are being pushed into manhood by systems that want them as workers or inmates and schools that police their behavior instead of fostering their growth. And then you got the hood, which offers a brutal counterfeit initiation, the trail by fire. You get tested by the environment, by the streets, and by the cycle of retaliation. It's an initiation into survival, but it's a trap that keeps them locked in a cycle, leaving them with war zone skills but no tools to build a legacy. We traded community led initiation for systems that want our boys either docile or dead. If the school to prison pipeline is the rite of passage being forced on them, and the streets are the only other mentorship they see, how do we take the power back? How do we build an initiation that can actually turn them into men who can instead lead instead of just surviving?
Well, with that being said, it's gonna take a lot. Not one, not two, but multiple men to step up and just stop being scared of the streets. Stop being scared of the YNs. Because when you think about it, they doing nothing that we haven't already done. Yes, they are more out there with it when I say that. Because I wasn't bold enough to talk back to my mama, my uncle, none of that. Belt to ass. But me growing up, I went through Prince Hall. You feel me? Junior Masons. That's a rite of passage. But at the same time, we have others that I've seen, youngins I've seen coming through the hood. They going through games. Like, you 11. You shouldn't be, what, 11 years old. I was too busy trying to play sports. You feel me? If I had a problem with somebody, it was, look, we finna go hit. We finna go either back here and hit, over here and hit. Shit, or we finna hit right here. But either way, we would hit it. It wasn't no, hold on, I'm gonna go grab this fire. Like, what is the world coming to? Like, the Jewish kids, prime example. By the time they 13, they are taught the scrolls. You feel me? They've taught their history. They taught the knowledge of their family. Like, they're very knowledgeable. You feel me? From 13 all the way up until they leave their home. They are taught to work. They're taught responsibility. You feel me? The Asians or Chinese kids, they over there learning how to work. They are in school learning how to become technicians. Like, Why is the African American race the only race that is not teaching their kids nothing?
Well, I know that we are raising 4 boys currently, and I can only speak off of
Alright, y'all. We're breaking down how hate has changed in America. You look at the KKK, those white hoods, the burning crosses, the lynchings. That was old school terror. It was messy, it was loud, and it was meant to keep us afraid and in our place through straight up violence in the dark. It was the face of hate that everyone knew to stay away from. Then you look at the mega hats. They don't need the robes or the mask anymore. They've taken that same hate and put it on a political stage instead of hiding in the woods. They're in the halls of government, on our TVs, and all over our feeds. They don't need to sneak around because they've convinced millions of people that being hateful is just being patriotic. They use the internet to spread the same old lies about our people, just faster and more efficiently. The Klan was a group of cowards in the shadows. This new movement is a loud mainstream machine that's changing laws and getting into our schools. We aren't just talking about a difference in how they dress, we're talking about how they operate. One was a shadow trying to scare us, the other is a storm trying to wipe us out the system entirely. If the KKK was the old way of keeping us down and this new movement is the modern way, which one is actually hurting our future more? Are we fighting a ghost from the past? Or is this new way of doing things a bigger threat than we've ever seen?
well, I feel like, as you already stated, that the KKK were a bunch of cowards. And if we look at history, history has shown us that the KKK was not only just a society, but it was a group of white people that felt like they were privileged and decided that they didn't want black people to have the same rights as them, to be in the same schools as them. So they decided to build this organization around hate. Now, in the sense of mega, now in current times, if they walk around with robes and the hoods over their head, they probably get jumped in the street for it. Or, whatever else happens. But why not trade it in for just a regular hat? You can't wear a red hat no more in America because that red hat is a symbol of negativity. It don't matter if you have a different brand on that hat. Red hats still signifies mega. Make America great again. America had never been great for anybody that has been through the struggle of having to live in America. White struggle, black struggle, two different struggles. Everybody struggles through enough, but everybody's story is not going to be the same. So I feel like with Mega, they pretty much rebranded the Klan, if you want to be honest, because instead of riding around at nighttime, why not be bold in the daytime? Why not walk around and be proud that we're racist now? And on top of that, let's just get a whole bunch of people on the bandwagon since everybody is obsessed with politics now. It's just like if you could control the mind, then you got everything. So there's even black people running around here talking about they voted for Donald Trump, talking about they are Republican. They wear mega hats talking about he has done a lot for this country and he's about to do a lot more. He's doing a lot on your back, but for his people. And I don't know why they keep thinking they're going to benefit off of anything because y'all are the best scapegoats that they have. The best. Because the 2 white women that he already have, they need to face charges, but they not. But I bet you if they were black, them women would have been under the jail, not to be thought of ever again. Splattered all over the internet. One, her husband is a trans cross-dresser, or whatever, and the other one, she was holding information and shit. You feel me? So that's a crime in itself. But she get a little slap on the wrist. Like, nah, I'm not for that. You feel me? And then you got Erica Kirk. She helping spill that bullshit too with that mega Make America Great Again. And whoever the vice president is, JD Vance, his ass. They all spewing that bullshit, trying to make it seem like everything they're doing is better for the economy, better for the climate, better for people. They don't care about people. They care about their people. It's a difference. So I feel like they still spewing hate. But the hate is louder now for other races. I put it like that because it's always been loud for black people and Mexicans and Latinos and all them people benefited from the hate of us. They join in on the bandwagon. They sit on there and say, yeah, y'all stole our culture, y'all this, y'all that. They on the bandwagon with us when it comes to hating us. But then when the hate is turned back on them, they be looking for us to come together and they be like, oh, we was there for you during the George Floyd. They always want to pick and choose what person they want to make important for them to draw their argument. I don't care who you were there for. If it was one time, you ain't in the streets all the time, so don't talk to me about it. You feel me? Like, you only care when it's benefiting y'all. Right. Which is y'all are the ones that are being scrutinized with the deportation and y'all being illegal immigrants, and y'all need to go back where y'all came from. All of that stuff is mega, and they spewing it, but these are the people that you put in office. Like one lady, she was sitting up there, everybody that probably didn't see this, she was sitting up there saying, I will vote for Donald Trump. And then, boom, soon as he got elected, she got deported. Her and her family.
And that's crazy.
And he told her he was going to help do a lot for her, this, that, and the third. Yup, he sent your ass packing back where you was. You feel me? But they benefit off of black hate because they feel like because they the same skin tone color as them. You know, because you remember the paper bag thing that they did back in the day? They feel like because they passed the test that they are exempt from any hate coming their way.
And that's crazy.
You know, so y'all help put mega in there, and now y'all looking for us to be in the streets fighting y'all battles. We're not doing that. Because when it come down to battles for people that look like us, they either doing it for an opportunity to get online so that they can share their story and become famous, or because they're spewing out bullshit. And I'm tired of the narrative, and I feel like black people should just stay in their homes and just mind their own business and let them figure that shit out on their own. Because, you know, if the shoe was on the other foot and they were saying we deporting black people back to where they came from, or the Arab, they would have been helping. Or they still over here. Or they over here. They would have been pointing us out, boy. No. You feel me? At some point, we just got to cut it off. Like, y'all don't want to show us support. And I say support don't mean trying to dance like us or trying to get us to learn your culture just so that you could be a part of our culture. Like, no. You feel me? And I know they're going to say, oh, your culture is our culture. Everybody got different cultures. Everybody done been through stuff different. You feel me? Everybody biting off somebody. Y'all just need to leave it there. But when it comes to mega, there's nothing but the Klan revamp. It's like they went underground. They had to sit there like Pinky in the Brain to figure it out. And then they came back, we're going to come with the mega hats. And that's the shit that they did. Now, I don't know if they still doing it because a lot of people did went hush-hush after Donald Trump started doing a lot of bullshit.
Mhm.
And they want to say, oh, well, I apologize, for voting for him, and his policy, man. Look, you only apologizing because you thought it was going to benefit you until he got what he wanted, and then now you see what it feels like to be black now. You have to pay the black tax on groceries, the black tax on gas, the black tax just to get shit online. You feel me? Because at one point the tariffs was making shit hard for people to get stuff from other countries. So it's like now that it doesn't benefit y'all anymore, shit starting to get real. Now everybody want to apologize. No, stay in the shit. Stick with it.
Stand on what you said, stand on what you did, and accept what goes with it.
Exactly. And that's one thing that these people fail to do is to hold themselves accountable for the bullshit that they have created. Y'all created the hate, but then gonna turn around and say that there is no hate. Y'all created racism and then turn to tell us that there is no racism. Like,
I remember one time in Cincinnati. It was a city inside of Cincinnati called Norwood. A lot of people know about it. I'm walking, minding my business, thinking nothing of it, going to the library now. And a car full of white boys drove past and threw canned goods at me. Like, for no reason at all. Just cause I was black in a white neighborhood.
that's because the system that is in place make it okay for them to do it. But I bet you if it was a bunch of black guys hanging off the side of a car, throw cans at them, then they will feel attacked. They gonna they gonna go online and gonna do a video where they crying and saying, I've been attacked. Then they gonna end up on one of these news outlets where now all of a sudden you trying to be relevant, then they gonna get something out of it. But when it's a black person, if something happens to them, oh, you want to be a victim. Oh, you need to find something better to do. It's always we have to do better, but they don't have to do better. No, people need to start holding y'all ass accountable. The same fire that you try to put us in, y'all need to be holding hands with us in. That's how I feel.
Singing Kumbaya.
Because if you ever sit here and watch any of these podcasts when there's a white person that's talking to a black person, the first thing they always want to say is, oh, y'all still had that slave mentality, or y'all not smart enough. If they're sitting across from a Mexican, do you know the history of the United States? Shit, do y'all know the history of the United States?
Right.
Because when we tell you the history, you remix it so that it fits your agenda at the time. They're just like Christians in the Bible. You feel me? You ask them a simple question up front, they gonna use a scripture from the Bible, and even after you done said that is a contradiction, they still gonna say, well, you misinterpreted. The same thing white people do. You misinterpret what we said. No, we're not misinterpreting anything. The problem is that your ancestors had a problem with writing down everything, and so they wrote down everything, and we got smart enough to read the shit. We read it, and now we holding y'all to the same standards. What I can't stand is, oh, well, I'm not the person that had slaves. You may have not had slaves in this current time, but your people did, and they benefited off it. How they benefited? Because look at you. Look how you live. You have a path. The people that went through it did not. And white people talk about, well, y'all not slaves no more. Y'all get to do this. Y'all get to do that. We may not be on no plantation picking cotton no more. But at this point, it's like we slaves again, where you just gonna pick us from a number and say, oh, hey, I'll give you a chance. Oh, I'm gonna give you a chance. It's like, no. Like, nigga tired.
Facts.
Nigga is really tired. And I'm tired of them talking about, oh, just work harder. Work harder for what? Being black is hard. And you want me to work overtime to work harder to fit into your world? I think not. Why not just create our own world, say what the fuck we want? Because you know why? They create these outlets where they say what they want, they spill their hate, they say how they feel, they still calling women in 2026 monkeys. But like, what time period are we living in? Like, and at this point, I feel like it's nothing but grown-ass white people that just want to sit around and act like school kids. I got a secret about you. I know something about you. You know what you are. You a nigger. This, that, and the third. Okay. You calling us niggas. Call us something else, man. Been hearing that shit for years. Call us something else. Like, it don't hurt no more. We didn't reclaim it, took it, and used it.
Like, that shit. You know what's crazy? Just thinking about it, how they always saying make America great. But honestly, when was America ever great again?
America was great before Christopher Columbus brought his stanky foot boot ass over here with the rest of the motherfuckers and put his foot on this soil. America was great back then when it was called Americas.
The Americans.
The Americas.
Facts. When they was free.
Exactly.
The real
minding their business.
Land of the free.
Yeah, where they were minding their business. They had to learn the elements of where they lived. They knew if it was going to rain. They knew when they could harvest. They knew everything before you came along. No, you come over somewhere where you're not familiar, and what you do, you judge. And that's where the problem came in there. Judgment. And that's why we where we at today. Because one person's decision is what caused this today. One person decided to write in the book that they felt like black people were less than and were stupid, and felt like Indians were more smarter than black people. They always put us down. It don't matter if it comes to school, it comes to religion. They make it seem like we just came out of thin air as if we don't belong here. And I don't appreciate that, and that's not cool.
Well, we got more rights to this land than they do.
Exactly. But people don't want to hear the truth. People don't want to research. People don't want to do anything. People just want to believe what they've been told for generations and generations and generations. And at some point, we got to get off that Ferris wheel because we still spinning in the same shit.
Because people want to feel like
they family members didn't lie to them. They family members wouldn't do them like that.
Sorry to tell it, but a lot of times people are going to lie to us because they don't want us to know the truth, the real truth. And at some point, if you keep lying, the truth is going to come out on its own. What they say was done in the dark will come to the light.
To the light.
Okay, and what you see going on in America, they going to keep them stains that, like I said earlier. What did I say to you earlier? I said if we was to turn the lights off and put on that black light that they use to see if there's any splatter or something, if we was to use that light and put it over the United States flag, you would see blood stain all through that because of the amount of not only people, but things that they have done.
So much.
But these people are so proud.
Blood of other countries.
Yes.
Blood from its own.
Exactly.
Blood from art backs.
And I want to know what's patriotic about any of that. I don't feel like nothing is patriotic about you coming over, taking over something that was not only not yours, and trying to convert people to something that you believed in. And then when they didn't want to or didn't even understand, what did you do? You unalived them. That's what you did. And the ones that were too scared to fight, they had no choice but to convert. And what did they do? Get on board and help you convert that shit all across the way.
Now, question. Were they really wrong? Because when you look out through history, ain't that how everybody started? By going somewhere, taking over something, and making them folks theirs?
Yeah.
When you really think about it, the Game of Thrones.
But the Game of Thrones and the Seven Kingdoms and all that was about families.
Yes.
Royal families in those times, their royalty was different from like Britain's royalty. You feel me? The people in the Game of Thrones, they were families that had probably two empires, and one felt like it was better than the other one. And then another family came along, they fought their way through to let them know, well, we on this block too. You feel me? So the Game of Thrones took place in a time period, because you got to look at the different time period, even though both are nasty. Because the folks in Britain was nasty at one point.
Yeah.
And the people doing the Game of Thrones, if you watch the series, it was a great series. Pissed off that it ended. But, you know, like, they wasn't very clean and they wasn't very sanitized, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on around them times. A lot of people sleeping with daughters and sisters sleeping with brothers.
Yes.
And there was a lot of incest, so it was more family. The British people, they didn't give a damn who you was. They wanted you to be what they wanted. They wanted you to be under their control, and under their control, sorry, you had to learn what the hell they wanted. They're just like when they went and took the people from Africa. They took them people away from their native language, took them away from people that looked like them, and brought them somewhere and changed their name to an English name.
Correct.
Stripped them of their native tongue and made them learn English, which English is not their first language. You know, and then from there, it's just they had no choice but to adapt to the customs and the beliefs of the people that they were with. And sorry to say it, but the ones that had settled down here, not the ones that was actually already here, but the ones that got settled here, they also went on to, once they were free, they went on to preach the gospels of the things that their slave masters taught them.
Correct.
So, but people don't want to hear that. But as far as like Mega go, that whole organization, that whole group is just full of hate. And I mean, not only is it spewed on TV, but it's in the streets, on the internet. It's like you can't get away from it. You feel me? Like at some point you either gonna consume it and engage in it by getting online, arguing back and forth, which I see people do, or you just don't entertain it at all. Because either way it goes, it will piss you off so bad that you will want to go do things that you wouldn't normally do. Too many attempts on this man's life because of things that he's saying and doing.
Man.
You know, so it's kind of like, y'all, at some point that we start ignoring, he like a child. If you ignore a child, after a while, they gonna either stop or they gonna get mad. If they get mad, oh well, just ignore that too.
You want to know how I feel about these attempts, or so-called attempts on this man's life?
Yeah.
He paid for his own attempts.
I believe it.
Because, think about it. How many times have you known a president to go through an assassination attempt more than once?
And survive. Because all the presidents from back in the day, it was a one and done.
You feel me? So is it the snipers or really some trash nowadays? Or they getting paid to only do so much?
I feel like they're only getting paid to do so much because back in the day, you know, people didn't even know that the shit was gonna happen. Nowadays, motherfuckers talk too much. They tell people their plans and all that. So it's kind of like people get tips off now. But back in the day, you wouldn't have heard nothing. Like, for example, look at JFK. You think that if he would have knew he was gonna be assassinated, you think he would have been in that car sitting with the top down, just chilling and waving? No, I don't think so. I think what he would have did was would have went his ass underground until it was safe.
You feel me?
You feel me? Look what happened to John Lennon, the guy that was a part of the Beatles. He minded his business coming home. A fan, crazed fan, came out of nowhere and unalived him on the street just because he couldn't stand him.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Exactly. Like just
the list continues.
Yeah, the list continues, and it's just like even buddy that passed, Charlie Kirk, before he passed, he was spewing out a lot of hatred, not just toward black people, but toward a lot of people. And you said so much about different races that it was so crazy that the person that unalived you was the same color as you.
That's crazy.
Crazy in itself.
Your own race.
You know, but they love to spew the propaganda about black people and Mexicans and whoever will sit there and listen. But when it comes to it being a person that look like them, there is no accountability.
None.
No, nothing. And then they had something new come out saying that the guy that unalived him, that they have locked up right now, ain't even the guy.
So that's their way of letting him go.
I don't understand you.
You did what you did. We used you to close it up for the end. Now,
They must have got the same people that had helped Buddy Epstein.
You feel me?
Like, come on, man, we got to start opening our eyes to stuff. You feel me? And then, like I said, in this world, it's too much that goes on. Like, too much technology, too much makeup, too much everything had happened. We watch too many movies where people be having on suits that when they get, shot at, it'll bust like a bag or something and show like some blood or something. You feel me? Like, so I know for a fact that two people right now, they say for a fact they think still alive and just somewhere hiding. Charlie Kirk and Jeffrey Epstein. That's the main two people that they feel like is still alive outside of Tupac.
Yeah.
Of course, people been saying Tupac's still alive for years. People still think Michael Jackson's still alive. But those are just the theories, the conspiracies that we'll get into some other episode. But I'm tired of talking on this topic. I think we said enough about Mega and what they got going on.
Most definitely.
All right, y'all. So, next up, we're going to be talking about the dead internet theory. So, y'all stay tuned. Alright. So have you ever been strolling through your feed and noticed that it feels fake? Like if you're looking at 1,000 comments and posts, but none of them feel like they came from a real person? Well, that's the dead internet theory. It's the idea that the internet is being taken over by bots. Automated programs that act like people to mess with how we think and feel. Think about how it works. You post something and suddenly you're flooded with weird, angry comments. Or you see a trending topic that feels forced, designed to make you pick a side and start fighting. It's not just about selling your stuff anymore. It's about controlling your mood. These bots are programmed to make us argue, keep us stressed, and distract us from what's actually happening in our real lives. It's a hall of mirrors. You think you're talking to someone, but you're just feeding the machine that's trying to keep you trapped in a loop of outrage. We are living in a time where the human part of the internet is getting drowned out by code. If you aren't careful, you stop thinking for yourself and start thinking exactly what the algorithm wants you to think. If most of what we see online is just bots trying to make us angry or keep us stuck, how do we protect our minds? How do we stop the machine from winning and keep our own thoughts real?
Now, whew, you want the truth on that?
Right, I want the truth.
Take away the internet.
Take away the internet.
Take away the internet. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the 90s, before the internet came about, we was doing what?
Outside.
We were outside.
For the ones that were outside, and the ones that were sheltered, like
was reading.
We was reading, watching TV or playing the game.
You feel me?
Internet wasn't even a thing. Wasn't even thought of.
No internet. Once that internet came, you know what happened? They started creating more things for the internet to be on.
Mm-hmm.
That was handheld, that was portable. Therefore, now we have your full attention, whether you're in the house, whether you're outside, whether you're in school, whether you're in church, whether you're at work. We have your full undivided attention.
I agree. Well, you know, I be on social media a lot, and you know, I be on TikTok. And so it has gotten to the point on TikTok where you don't even know the video that you watching is real or not.
Fact.
You know, outside of the ones that you could tell is AI. But if you couldn't tell that it was AI, you would think that you were following an actual person when you're actually following a fake program. Where you see a person have like 20K likes or something like that within like 5 minutes of them putting a picture up. Oh yeah, that's a bot. Because a normal person that's on TikTok know that it's a slow roll unless you have like a big following on there. But if you just like a regular person, you feel me? You put up a picture, you might get maybe 1 to 5 likes.
You feel me?
But if a person puts something up there and they get like 10.k views, 10.k likes, you know, 50K shares, something like out the ordinary, yes, that is a bot. Then when you look at the comments under like normal people stuff, you see like, say for example, somebody was saying a product that they purchased did something to them. Then there's going to be bots coming out talking about, oh, I've used that product and never had a problem. Oh, I love that product. It's the best. Wait, huh? If you see like 20 to 40 of them things back to back to back, oh yeah, them bots for sure. And then it's not just even on social media. Them bots then became so bad that you can't even call a store or call for a bill without a bot being on the fucking thing.
Man.
Like the automated programs have taken completely over.
Everything. Getting your information, getting your data, running your data through its system.
Exactly.
Like prime example, I've been getting some crazy phone calls lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went on and answered one today just to see what it was gonna say. And it called me by my first name, but then add plus at the end. Who the hell is plus? So that means that the bot done generated it so much within itself that now when it calls, it just automatically the plus. The plus. You don't plus your ass off my phone? Like, you can't search nothing without it popping up now 1,000 times.
Go on the website. Anybody that got their phone, you think we lying? Go on your web search. Type in something random. Look at something random. Then go to either Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, and I guarantee you're going to see an ad on your Facebook or one of your social medias for something you just looked at.
Thanks.
And it'd be like, what the hell? Or you have anybody ever realized that, say you and your man or you and your girl got into it, all of a sudden you get on your Instagram or one of your socials, and now all of a sudden all of your algorithm is sad stuff or breakup stuff, and you haven't even said a damn thing yet. So is your phone listening to what you're talking about and, you know, taking all of the data, so once you get on, it's showing you things to keep you angry in the moment?
It's like your phone is your own enemy.
Yes. It's like your phone is like a drug. If you take a drug, depending on the drug, if you're happy, you're going to be happy. Yeah. If you're angry, you're going to be angrier. So, if you are already angry in real life and you get on the internet and your internet is spewing nothing but how you feeling in the moment, it's going to keep you angry. And if you're not noticing what's going on, you're going to be posting, reposting, throwing shots after shots after shots. You're going to have to refresh your browser, boo.
Facts.
Refresh so you can start getting some positive stuff coming, because I feel like it's a stimulation. Is it our phones when we have them in our hand? Is it a way that our stimulation from within us goes into our phone?
Like a vibration.
Yes.
Like a wave.
Sound weird, of course, but shit, we gotta figure it out. Cause
everything had frequency.
Cause why the fuck? Like I told you, I was doing something on my computer and I had asked AI a question, and AI said my whole entire full name, and I'm like, how you know my name? I didn't tell you that. They talking about, oops, you are correct. No. How the hell do you know my name? You feel me? Like, it threw me off bad. But then, I had to sit back and think like, well, when you have Gmail and stuff, it does hold all of your information. You feel me? Depending on what information you put up there. So I was like, hey, don't do that shit no more. Like, because I remember I was one of them people that said, I'm not doing AI. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not fucking with that.
And now look at you.
Yeah, I use it for my graphics. You feel me? Because I'm not no graphic designer. I'm not no artist. Shout out to the people that do it, because shit, that shit hard. I know it is. But shit, I use it for the graphics. But
yeah, I use it sometimes. Man, ain't no shame.
Shit, ain't no shame. Shit, it is what the fuck it is. Some people use it for school. Shit, some people use it for, they don't have no friends, so they be talking to it. Shit, it is what it is. Everybody getting a piece out of the AI. See, I draw the line with the robot being in the house.
Yeah, I ain't
taking care. What they say, take care of your kid, take care of the groceries, and cook. So basically, you trying to get me to be replaced with something in my house. First of all, we not doing that Will Smith movie. What was it?
What was it? iRobot?
iRobot. I'm not doing that. You not finna power up and tell me what you finna do. I don't need you to do everything. You can stay where you at. And they talk about by 2030, everybody gonna have a robot in their home. Who? Not me.
That's their way of seeing what's going on in the home.
Well, you don't need to know what's going on in people's homes. It's not your damn business what people is doing. Like, my thing is, what's the obsession of wanting to know what we doing so bad?
Facts. Like, why they tapped into the cameras? Like, they can tap into your computer camera, right?
Yes, they can tap into anything. Like, why are you so obsessed with learning what people are doing? Like, you can't even fart in your house. You feel me? In private no more. You can't even, shit, at this point, you can't even have sex in your house because you don't know if the motherfuckers have installed anything. You got to remember, when them people be having inspections and stuff and have people coming in your house, in and out, you don't know who wiring doing what.
Facts.
You feel me? Because nowadays, police, they like to disguise themselves. They tired of being in their uniform, so now they like to play other roles.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, no. Well, that's all I had to say really on that one. That's how I feel about that. Anything else you got to say?
No.
All right, y'all, and then we got one more segment after that. It is called the cartography of control. I know I said that word wrong, but basically the map of control. Argue with your mama. I said what I said. We'll be back. we need to talk about the maps because they aren't just paper, they're weapons. Look at the history. From colonial sketches that erased indigenous ownership to the redlining maps of the 1930s that color coded our neighborhoods to starve them of wealth. They didn't just label the land, they graded the people. They hid the vibrance of our communities and marked them hazardous just to keep the bag away from us. Then came the highways carved right through the heart of our business districts to isolate us and keep us from connecting. Now we're in the digital age where the maps are interactive and tracking every move you make. They move from redlining streets to redlining your data, using algorithms to predict your behavior and keep you in a box. They want you to think the map is just geography, but it's actually a leash. Whether it's 1700 or 2026, the goal is the same. Define the ownership, control the movement, and erase what they don't want you to see. They're hiding the fact that the systems of control never actually died. They just got a high definition upgrade. If the map is the leash, how do we stop looking at it and start drawing our own territory?
No, that's a good ass question, man.
That is a great fucking question. And I want you to go first.
Woo.
It should be easy because we have watched documentaries about how over the years the map has changed.
The map will change numerous of times.
Numerous.
Because at one time they thought the world was flat. At one time they thought the world dropped off at a certain point. Let's not forget that Africa was connected. You know, hold on. Me personally, I just want you to get a picture of the map. Like, not the state, the map of all the countries. And if you really look at it, they all like puzzle pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They fit where certain things are broke off and certain things, certain shapes.
Mm-hmm.
If you really bring them together and fit certain things in certain spots, they fit. So, question, was it erosion and things just separated, or was it destruction and they blew things apart?
Or, let me say something that might mess you up. What if we looking at Noah's Ark different? What if Noah's Ark is the reason why the map is the way that it is? The flood created the division.
That's possible because the ark was supposed to cleanse the world.
And I heard a guy
Or the
today.
flood.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I heard a guy today talking to a black Jew, and he said that Noah's Ark actually docked in the mountain of Carcass.
And that's
He said that the Arabian people were the first people to bring Christianity. That was his words. How do you feel about that?
now. But the Arabians too have been the ones. What did they hear? So you gotta think about it. The Arabians around that time was port people. So, you know, with them being port people, it was a lot of in and out. It was marketing, you know. So them folks, they were very knowledgeable people.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been a scholar.
It could have been anything. Nobody was really there. We just going off of what was told. But I feel like maybe that could be another reason why, if you look at the map before everything was complete, and as you stated perfectly, everything is separated, but if you was to bring it back, it will come together like a puzzle piece. And so you said A, it might have been blown. B, could have happened because of erosion. And I said C, what if that was the cause from the Great Flood?
Correct.
Because remember, I always ask the question, even when we have private conversations. I said, well, if God had flooded the earth, you feel me? Then how did all these people come about? You feel me? After. I just didn't understand. And then, just like when Adam and Eve got kicked out the garden, they got placed somewhere else, but it was still people. It was civilization. You feel me?
Right.
So, you have to dig real deep to get answers. But the biggest question is, why has the map changed so much? I feel like the map has changed so much is because they don't want black people to know their true history about them being the true Judas.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard that a lot on a lot of these Christian debates. That they said that white people have tried to erase that so that black people wouldn't know who they really are truly. Just like they pulled out parts of the Bible that fit the agenda for slavery, that they didn't want black people to know that they could have liberation, that they could fight through things and persevere at the end.
Prime example. How can a person be the father of many nations if they only had sons in the same country? Therefore, I felt like with that was a saying that they put there, but you got to read into the saying, the father of many nations. What is a nation?
Exactly.
You feel me? A nation is different people, a different culture, a different country. That is a nation.
But they don't want black people to think they want us to believe that there were no black people during those times. The same podcast I was telling you about, the white guy was sitting there going back and forth with the black Jew. And he told the guy that, yeah, you still a slave in the mind. And the man said, I'm not no slave in my mind. He said, you a slave in your mind if you think that Jesus Christ was black. He said, first of all, you have to be careful what you say. He said, in these times we are called black. But in those times, even the Bible says that his skin was bronze.
Right.
But the guy tried to debate it and said, no, Jesus was born from red clay. So he would have been red.
Bronze.
So it's kind of like y'all trying to push out what the Bible says about what he looked like.
They said burnt copper. Burnt copper wouldn't be a reddish clay color. It would be a brownish color.
But like, hey, I'm not arguing with you. You right? Right. But the man said that he was made from red clay, so he was red. And he said the reason why you don't see red people today is because he said Indians don't exist no more.
And that's false.
That's false. But it just shows you the stuff that these people, like these white guys and white women that are coming up now that are around our ages, or probably like in their 20s, the stuff that they saying makes no sense. It's kind of like, where did history fall off for y'all? Because that's not the history of this country. That's not the history of what was taught to us in the Bible. Even the Bible says certain things.
Right.
But as far as the map goes, the map has changed so much that now we have people from Israel, we have people from Iran, we have all these people in the Middle East area that are sitting over here fighting over who territory is what, who is the true owners of what. Like we're fighting a war for what? When people could just give people their original place, you feel me, where they're originally from, because some people ran out back in those times.
Right.
But now that times have changed, people should be able to have the will to go back to the land that was originally theirs.
On their ancestors.
And from their ancestors, their forefathers, everything. And that's sad that other people from other races or ethnicities have to go through so much war, while the ones that create the most war sit there and just benefit from it.
Fact.
But that's all that I have to say on that, because it's kind of self-explanatory. If y'all ever want to go really look at the original maps, all you got to do is just search it.
Fact.
Search the original maps. If you don't want to look at the map, shit, go on YouTube or one of these platforms that actually talk about and go to like deep dives of these things. You feel me? Like people that is into like history, cause we love history. So it's kind of like if you into those type of things, then I know that Discovery still shows stuff. Then they still have
Discovery Channel.
They have so many documentaries, so many podcasts, so many people talking about things that you could get educated on.
The library is still big, y'all.
Like, get to the point people scared to go to the library now, cause shit, the internet taking over. Before you know it, library gonna be a thing of the past. Antique, ew. You reading a book?
That's where all the real information at.
Shit, that's why they trying to get rid of books, cause they see that the internet is taking the control over people's minds. So shit, they wouldn't care if we threw away these books. And the books that they burning is the history that they want to erase. So, alright, y'all. That's all we gotta say on that. The next we gonna come with that pop your shit. So y'all stay tuned.
You know what time it is. Pop your shit, Betty. What's pissing you off this week?
Alright, so what's pissing me off this week is motherfuckers just sitting online arguing about like the dumbest things ever. I'm sick of it. Every day somebody arguing about either a female that did something, somebody being exposed, somebody coming up with some dumbass commentary online that's getting people pissed off. I'm tired of walking outside and it's smelling like sewage. You feel me? I'm tired every time I turn the TV on. I can't even find nothing good to watch because it's just so much dumb shit. I can't even watch an old movie that I grew up with because I gotta pay a fucking $3.99, $8.99, $19.99 fee to watch it. So I'm tired of it. Streaming has taken over so much that it is so hard for people to watch like regular movies. Don't nobody always want to be stuck in no damn subscription. Like every month, you already got enough bills as it is. You feel me? Like having to pay a subscription every month, that's too much. Just to watch some old shit. I don't feel like I should have to pay $7.99 to watch Boys in the Hood.
Most definitely not. Cause you paying $7.99 to watch a bunch of shit that you're not even gonna watch.
Facts. Like especially Netflix. You know, like you gotta let Netflix go off for like maybe a few months. If they come back, something good might be on there. But I'm not buying it because of what they did with Michael Jackson. That was some whole ass shit. some low down ass shit because y'all want to splatter Michael Jackson all over. Let's talk about Elvis with his fucking ass, fucking minors and shit, kids and shit. Talk about Kid Rock ass.
Oh, man.
Sitting up there talking about some, oh, you underage. I know they call it statutory, but to be is mandatory. Like, what the fuck? Like, talk about that. Do a series on that. Like,
Facts.
fuck out of here.
Now I want to talk about shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
At all. Like, find something different. But that's what pissed me off. Anything else piss you off, Crimson?
You know what pissed me off?
What?
The heat.
Fact, it been hot as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I passed
boy.
out the other day trying to walk to the store. Hey, babe, before we get off the pop your shit, how you feel about this modern warfare food?
Oh man, let me tell you about this shit. So, they doing the pre-order right now, right? Why the fuck do I want to pre-order some shit now that I can't even play until October? And then they get you, cause they say for the bout, they give you a 10% discount. So if what was it, 99 to 89 or some shit? But the truth is, you still gonna pay $100 for that game that you can't even play until October. The middle of October at that. That is some baby ass bullshit. And then they charge you for DMZ. Like, the hell?
So what really is the perk behind it?
No, that's really what people are buying, the DMZ. Because DMZ most definitely was the shit. And will be the shit.
So, now that you have bought it,
I can't do shit with
you
it.
can't do nothing with it until October.
Excuse me.
It's alright. We smoke, y'all know we smoke over here.
Yes,
so,
420.
sometimes that shit gotta hit you in your chest a little bit.
Lord.
But like, yeah, I watch you play Call of Duty all the time, man. And shout out to you, Crimson_N5. You know.
Yeah. We out here. Call of Duty legend.
You know that in them streets, So I feel like everything just looks the same to me. I'm not really a gamer, but everything looks the same to me. And I feel like y'all be buying this stuff.
Call of Duty have came a long way.
It
has. Like, I'm not gonna lie. From the original Call of Duty, World War One, Call of Duty World War Two, Vanguard, Vengeance, Black Ops 1, 2, 3. Like, I don't even want to go through the list of all the Call of Duties because, like, that's how long I've been with them folks.
Okay.
But
they need to run you your own.
They need to run me my money.
They need to do something. Because, just using your name for, like, the team or whatever, that was cute or whatever, but,
that was...
For people that done been on Call of Duty and been riding with them for so long, y'all deserve better.
Facts, most definitely.
And on top of that, I feel like anybody that's black and that's a gamer, that's creating content, I feel like y'all should keep doing y'all thing. You feel me? Because I know y'all go unrecognized a lot, especially in these spaces when it comes to gaming, because the white folks are always being looked at.
Most
black
definitely.
folks, keep doing y'all thing, keep striving. Y'all gonna have a league. Shit, maybe you should start a league.
Facts. The Black Call of Duty League.
Yes. Always can have more entrepreneurs.
Most definitely.
So y'all know what? Brainstorming over here, so shit, you never know. Check it out. We might do something.
We might take off.
Might take off. Alright, after this, y'all already know we finna do our Saturday Hustler roll call. So we'll be back, y'all.
Killing the greats.
Alright, y'all. So y'all already know we have our Saturday night hustler roll call. We gotta celebrate the ones who are actually out here getting to the bag. So shout out to all of you that's gonna be named tonight. Now, I'm already a little high, and I'm probably gonna say your name wrong. So please bear with me. But in food, we gonna shout out Afia Bristol at Yes My Farm for her Caribbean rooted sauces, and Summer and Andrew Durkee at Mid East Eats for killing the fusion food scene in LA. And in gaming slash digital, we have Adana Ned at Adana Ned, a force in indie gaming, and Mackay Brown at Mackay Brown, the go-to guy for digital branding in Philly. In cannabis and wellness, we have Ty Bourne and Kim Green at Brooklyn Bourne for building a Flatbush community hub, and Jesse Horton at Jesse Horton / At the Loud for his master level craft, cannabis, and mentorship. And in content, we have Mommy Tiff at Mommy Tiff, the queen of high energy pop culture, and Marcus MJ Jones at the Playbook MJ, an Atlanta strategist keeping creative scale. So, we see you. Y'all keep grinding.
Yo, we said what we said. If you didn't hear it, go back and rewind. We're done for the night.
Subscribe, like, comment, and share. We here every Saturday tearing it down, so stay tapped in.
I'm your boy Clemson. I'm out this bitch.
And I'm your girl Betty, and I'm out this hole. Till next episode.
Word.